Hello everyone and welcome back to another game review. Today we're actually going to do a double game review because I actually have two games in mind today. The Polytoria McDonalds Tycoon and the Polytoria Relic Summer Adventure. I found those games to be both pretty interesting, and yeah, let's get into it. So currently I'm going through most of the Polytoria Game Jam games because a bunch of them are produced and I think most of them are pretty high quality, which makes for great game jam / game review videos like this. So if you guys want to see more, comment on what game I should do next. Alright, so let's start off with the Polytoria McDonalds Tycoon and the pros, or what the game did right. I found that to be a really nice experience. I definitely found it really surprising when everything actually worked, and I really liked the game progression and how detailed the game actually is. The detail did cause some lagging when there was 2 players, so I do understand that there's not any servers bigger than 2 player, and I found the getting money progression to be pretty fun. It really propelled you forward to do more stuff. As you saw, what you had to purchase was a bit higher than you had, so I mean, most of the tycoons are just stalling to get more money, and that's basically what you do throughout the whole thing. So it's not that much of a riveting experience, but it's definitely surprising that you can do this with the Polytoria creator in the first place. Alright, let's get to some of the cons, or some of the things I think the game could or should do a bit right. I'm going to first start off with auto-saving and the saving function, because holy, I worked 1 hour in this game, and after I got disconnected because I was clicking on a trash can too fast, I got disconnected and everything was reset. And let's just say I'm not doing that again. I'm never doing that again. Maybe you find bot demo, but I'm never doing that again. I think that adding a save feature would be an immense help for the game. Probably just one more thing, I would say maybe try and kind of make the game a bit less detailed. I know I kind of praised it for a detailed back, but for most players, I experienced heavy lag during the whole experience, especially with 2 players. So maybe decreasing detail in some unnecessary parts would be very nice. Or you can get your own building to only render for yourself and not other players, so then other people don't see your build and it's not affecting their client. You can do this easily with local script, and this would be also kind of just a solving to the problem of only having 2-player servers. But yeah, I think that's all for this game. Overall, I'd give it, a 6-7 out of 10. Not quite as good as Fortis or Polished, because I really need that save function, but it's a playable game, and I think that you guys should check it out as well if you're into marathoning a tycoon one day. Alright, let's get on to the next game, which is going to be the Polycity Relics, the Summer Adventure game. So I got recommended to play this game through my comment section, and so that's how I found it. But otherwise, this game is actually really well made. I found the translations to be pretty interesting. I do want to complain that I think that most of them probably used Google Translate, as I did go through the Polish translation, and there are a bunch of words that weren't in Polish, or just phrasing which is pretty wrong on pretty much every other piece of text, but that's just Polish being kind of a hard language. But yeah, I found it interesting that you can go through translations even though they were just plugged into Google Translate, and I found the gameplay to be actually really nice because the obbies were actually challenging, and I do want to kind of complain a tiny bit on this kind of pros section, that the balloon at the beginning was kind of laggy for me at least, but I think for most other people wouldn't be, because I sometimes run my PC on quiet fan mode, which reduces my network ability, which actually might have been the reason why I disconnected from the McDonald's game. But back to the actual game review, I found the first section to be pretty nice. Yeah, I found the music also would be really nice. I'm not sure if it's just an or if they made it itself, but at least at the beginning I found that to be really nice and comforting. It sounded almost like French music, which is pretty funny. as you go through the whole thing, the obby is really detailed, and most of the stuff was extremely well made and extremely detailed, and I definitely think it deserves an award of some sort. I do kind of also want to complain that the audio was kind of shifting in and out, and that's just the regional audio thing. That's like a feature in Polytoria, so you can mostly blame them for it rather than the actual game creator. But yeah, I think this game did really well when it came to presentation, and I think it also did really well when it came to actual difficulty and actual playability, which I found to be actually really nice. And in some sections, like the trees section, where you have to find like 3 big cubes, I found that to be really nice because of its extreme detail. But yeah, I think that's mostly what I want to talk about in the pro section. And now we get to the cons. Most of the things, scripts didn't work for me. Probably was me just lagging. But most of the stuff, like the red fireball, didn't really work out, and I just had to walk through it. I do want to kind of say something about the jumps, especially about the ones after you get the speed boost. Some of the jumps are extremely hard to do, and I know it's supposed to be a challenging obby, but from what I was, or at least what I thought of it, was that it was more of like a comfort game than a actual challenging game. So I found the challenge to be a bit more annoying than I did to find it a bit more fun, because the game was more focused on a showcase rather than the obby. But I digress, and I think the obby was pretty challenging, and I even saw some people in the comments of the game like saying that the obby was like kind of low quality, especially the wall saying, "Nah, bro, I made an obby in 1 day for the summer game jam." This obby probably didn't take 1 day. The obbies I make in my obby game take 1 day. You can see how hard they are. So it depends on the creator, but I think it's just not right to say that. But yeah, I think the presentation of this game really good. I would definitely recommend you check this game out. Maybe not the translations, just only if you're English or Turkish, because Amir translated that. So I kind of trust him when they did a good translation of all of them. So yeah, I think that's going to be about it for this game. I'm going to give this game a solid, I'm going to give it a solid 8. Maybe that will put the McDonald's game a bit out of 7. But yeah, I like this game a lot, and I think the features in it really shine, and its creativity is also really nice. Mostly the high detail really caught my eye, and the really nice music also did. So yeah, 8 out of 10, really good job. Alright, and that concludes my video on the double review today on the Polytoria Game Jam game. It's actually just one Polytoria Game Jam game, but I'd like to say that both of them are kind of in the same league on how good they are. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week for another game review, or possibly a gameplay review, or probably just like a mini yap session. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next week, but hey, that's what you do in Polytoria content creation. But yeah, see you guys next week. Bye.